Bond Week.
You ready, kitty cat? You don't have a diamond
Week.
collar on.
Bond Week.
No, 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 no,
My name is Bond, Justin Bond, and this is my lovely assistant.
no. Okay.
Reviewer galore.
Okay, we're going
No,
for it.
K. Agent K, or whatever. Like Agent M and Agent Q.
Okay.
Well, uh, due to circumstances, we were able to acquire a good collection of movies, and this is one movie that we're going to review as part of Bond Week. Diamonds Are Forever. More like Diamonds Are a Snore, and this is from a terrible director.
Did he direct anything else?
I hope not.
Okay.
Or maybe he just didn't care, or maybe it's a bad editor. Let's just talk about the action. Let's just talk about the beginning to show you how bad this director is. The dialogue is very obviously dubbed. It's the most dubbed I've seen since either Zombie 90 or The Snowman.
Well, this was from the 70s.
It doesn't matter. It shouldn't be that badly
Well, they were
dubbed.
just learning how to do it.
You're telling me in the
I do
70s?
not remember this movie. I watched mostly Roger Moore's James
Not only do you
Bonds.
not remember it, but you also pulled a Doug Walker, and for about the first 15 to 20 minutes you weren't even watching it.
Well, because it was like all over the place. I mean, they were in Africa, in a diamond mine.
And that's why you should watch it, so you don't get confused or
Okay,
lost. You knew we were going to watch it and review it.
okay. And then they were the diamonds. They were trying to figure out if they were going to flood the market or take it out, and if the prices of diamonds would go up, and then who was smuggling them, and yeah.
Let's get back to what I was talking about with the dubbing. Apparently, in 1971, there were no Asian people in the United States or any Asian people that spoke English. They had to get like some what looked like a movie from Hong Kong or China or whatever, and they had to dub it. So it was like this. How are you doing? Like, let's do it. Really? Uh yeah, MGM. In 1969 or 1970 when this movie came out, there was no Asian actors in Hollywood. I find that a little hard to believe. Wasn't Bruce Lee around back then?
Well, wasn't he making more of his movies in Asia and not here?
Was Jackie Chan was in the 90s, I think.
But
80s,
anyway,
80s and
they
90s.
should have been able to find somebody.
There has to be somebody.
Yep.
Um then it goes to the movie goes for what, 5 minutes before there's even an intro,
Yeah.
and so we were like, which Bond is this? Because it didn't have Sean Connery's accent.
It looked like Sean Connery, but then again, it didn't look like Sean Connery.
It didn't sound like Sean Connery, so we were and
So we were thinking, well, maybe it's the other guy,
George Lazenby or
which I don't
Timothy
remember.
Dalton
I
or
don't.
Roger Moore.
No, it wasn't Roger Moore. I know Roger Moore. I don't remember that second guy you mentioned.
Timothy Dalton?
No, Lazenby or whatever. I don't.
Oh, he
I
did
don't.
the movie before this, and I think he only did like one movie. Timothy Dalton, I think, only did two. One of them being, I think, The Living Daylights.
Oh, anyway, well, we're going to be bringing what, five?
Yeah,
Yep,
hence the term Bond Week.
yep. Well, there's 7 days in a week.
You clearly listen. Anyway, well,
Go ahead.
so he has to find out the diamonds from that are being smuggled from Africa,
And he thought he was going to go to Europe.
Didn't he go to Europe? He went to like Luxembourg, didn't he?
No, he thought he was going to Luxembourg, but then he ended up going to what,
Vegas?
Vegas or
Yeah.
something?
This
New York
movie,
and then Vegas or
this
something.
movie,
Was slow.
yeah.
The pace was kind of way off of
I'm,
what I remember Bonds being.
I don't want to be like one of those people that's like, oh, it was made in the 70s, so it hasn't aged well. But it was
It
made in the
hasn't aged
70s and it
great.
hasn't aged well.
No. Anyway, just get to the plot and we could go from
The
there.
fight scenes, is there even really a plot?
Well, the fight scenes of the two ladies.
You could reorganize these scenes in almost any order between the action sequences and you would only be mildly confused.
Yeah.
It's Die Hard 5 all over again.
But anyway,
You should see that movie.
why don't we discuss this movie?
Okay. Who is this director again? Who cares? Not
It's
worth
right on the
remembering.
screen over there.
Talk!
About what?
Guy Hamilton?
Yeah, maybe that's who it was.
Um, Here's how he films action scenes. Okay? This is how most action scenes are. I'm about to punch myself in the head. Ready? This is how he films people getting punched in the head. Wow, look, Kay, I'm punching you in the face.
Oh. Stop.
The Three Stooges had better choreography.
But those two ladies were pretty good. They only missed a couple times.
Oh yeah, what were their names? Bambi and Thumper?
Yeah.
Okay, that was actually kind of cool.
They beat the crap out of them.
PG, but sure. You criticized me for mentioning Jackass once.
Okay, they really beat him up.
I'm not gonna edit it.
Okay.
But yeah, it is Sean Connery who his accent kept going in and out. Close at one point he was talking like this, and then he was talking like this, laddie. And then he went back to talking like this, and how are you doing? And he kept going in and out of his accent. I'm like, is he Scottish or not? I know that Bond is supposed to be like cool, calm, and collective, but if this was the first Bond movie that I had ever seen of Sean Connery playing Bond, I would not get his appeal. Daryl Hammond was more entertaining as Bond in those SNL sketches.
He was distinguished. Okay? He had the height. He wore suits well. He held the glass well. He knew his sherry. He knew how to gamble.
Yeah, these are things only one actor would know how to do. One other thing is that this director, I don't know if I want to blame him or the script.
The script.
I'll blame him.
Okay. I think it was a bad script.
I don't know, but this guy, a majority of the action scenes, you couldn't really follow them, like the car chase, which went on for like, what, 10 or 12 minutes?
It didn't seem that long.
I've seen...
Oh, in the traffic when they were going around it.
Yeah.
And then he turns and he goes back the same way he just came from. And
I've seen better shot chase scenes on World's Wildest Police videos, and those just use helicopters, and those are live run in the moment. This
Well,
one
the
is
cops,
comprised.
the police cars, they were pretty funny and stupid.
This movie makes cops look dumber than Reno 911 and Police Academy
Okay,
combined.
relax. They had fun. You should see Smokey and the Bandit once then.
Or Cannonball Run.
Mm.
Or Blues Brothers.
Didn't you see the Blues Brothers?
Nope.
Anyway,
Let's see what else. Then there's another fight scene in an elevator. Fun fact, elevators in Vegas or wherever they were are not the biggest spots, and they were glass enclosed at the Glass Enclosed Nerve Center near coastalradio.com. Ding. Um, that's an inside. That's a
whatever.
reference to the podcast. But think about being in a glass elevator and trying to film a fight scene that you can understand what's going on. You can't. It's actually very difficult and tough to follow what's going on. It reminded me of an SNL sketch where there was like a murder in a hot air balloon. You did bring up the fact that this movie had gay villains. Were they gay?
Yeah, I think so. They were holding hands.
So, MGM, there you go. That's good for 1971.
So these.
I think it wouldn't shock me if more of the script was spent on those characters than on the rest of the movie. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Well, they were in a lot of scenes. They were cleaning up and killing people off. So.
It's just kind of
So
boring.
finally, the diamonds. They were fake.
Were they?
He took the diamonds and he put them someplace.
Oh,
And then in the teddy bear was fake diamonds so that they could trace and follow who was getting them. And these two guys kept showing up all over the place.
yeah, and there were a lot of like cut moments where it's like, how did he escape? Like, there's one scene where he's about to be like baked
Cremated.
in a living cremation, and he gets out
Because
alive.
they stopped it.
Why didn't we see them stopping it?
Because when they pulled him out,
We didn't see them. We
the
didn't see him.
funeral director and the other guy.
We didn't see him get pulled out. We didn't see him
Yeah, we
prior.
Yes.
No?
Yes. Yeah. Because they opened it
They
up.
opened it, but they didn't pull him out of it. How did they know?
They were probably just following it all.
Let's
And they had
see.
how many detectives that were trying, or secret agents that were trying to follow the lady who gave him the slip, and then they were following those two guys that gave him the slip.
This movie, you could probably edit out a good 20 minutes and not really lose anything. Like, I think when it got to about the 85-minute mark, I'm like, okay, now it's time to wrap things up. And then it took another 30 minutes to wrap things up.
Well, and then they finally got, who was it, WW or whatever his name was?
Blofeld?
No, they got him, yeah. But then the guy that was the big owner of the hotel, Win or White or something,
Yeah, something white, I don't know.
WW.
Walter White.
And so then they got him.
That's a Breaking Bad reference.
Okay.
What is something that is... One thing I will say that's good about the movie is that you do see a lot of shots of old Las Vegas when it wasn't just hotel.
Right.
You got
not
to see
many.
like motels and like some fast food places, so I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know if there's much more I can say in terms of entertainment.
Well, at the end, he was going to take a cruise with What's
No,
her
he
name?
did take a cruise.
Yeah, back to London.
And that didn't work out.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, it did. That's when the two guys showed up as
yeah,
room
that's when,
service.
yeah.
And they
And,
threw him overboard.
oh, another thing that we didn't get to see was how he handled Blofeld.
He was fighting with Blofeld.
Blofeld, not Blofeld.
I said Blofeld.
I can rewind it.
No, don't bother.
But there's a
Wasn't he
part
fighting with him?
there's a part where he's lifted out of the ocean, and then he's like knocked into buildings, but we never see Blofeld inside that
Oh, because he
machine.
was in the capsule.
Hmm. But
Well,
he's using it as a wrecking ball, but
the
we never see him in it, and I thought it would have been more funny to see him like, you need to stop this.
well, he did at first.
Yeah, but I'm talking about later when he was using it as a
Well,
wrecking
because
ball.
they blew up the oil rig.
He was doing it for like a good 30 or 40 seconds. It would have been nice to at least hear a voiceover.
Mm.
It would have been funnier.
Well, you had to blow it up because Blofeld had that satellite that was gonna
That was
send
just
something on DC, Washington DC,
wasn't it gonna like blow it up or something? I don't
and
know.
the one thing was the
Like
satellite
spies like
takeover.
us.
The satellite takeover was with a cassette,
Yeah.
and he took out and put in the wrong cassette, so it wouldn't work. But then the lady companion switched them again. Ay, 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 mamma mia. So then she tried to
She
go back in and switch again.
she was cute. I'm
Whatever.
grasping at straws for this movie.
Yep.
When I'm impressed at how Las Vegas looked in the 70s, and that's one of the
Yeah.
top things in a 2 hour Bond film. Yeah.
But the one thing is if they were in Vegas, oh, then they had to go to that spot. So he was on the ocean somewhere. Was it an island
He
or
was
an
off the
ocean?
coast. He was like in Baja or something. Because he said like I don't have a port there or something, and that's yeah.
So they had to have come back to where?
What do you mean?
So that they could take the cruise to England.
They did that on like some other island or something. They did
Oh,
fly, didn't they?
yeah, I guess. Well, they had to fly to get to that oil tanker or that oil.
They did a helicopter.
Yeah, and he fell out of the helicopter.
Hmm.
And he was like in a donut, like a roll
Yeah.
thing.
Zorb, I think. I think that's what those are called. Anyway,
Yeah,
look,
maybe.
if you really want to see Diamonds Are Forever,
Good luck.
why?
Make sure you have
I'm
plenty of caffeine.
there are some people who probably think who love every single Bond film or love every single Sean Connery Bond film, even the non-Eon Bond films. So,
Well, we're going to watch Bond. Four more movies that we haven't seen of Bond that you haven't or I haven't. So,
I kind of hope some of them start getting a little goofy, like have some puns or something.
Bond. James Bond.
No, I'm talking about like when like in GoldenEye where uh the dummy was blown up and then Pierce Brosnan says the writing's on the wall.
Oh.
Thank you, Kitty. Kitty galore.
No, don't
Oh,
call
oh
her.
wait. That's
There,
copyrighted.
there was a kitty in the movie that had a diamond collar.
Wait a minute. I take it back because
Yeah,
I take it
yeah,
back because I don't
diamond
want to get
collar.
sued. She's
Woo!
not kitty galore. She's kitten galore.
Yeah.
I don't want to get sued. So anyway, subscribe to me. I'll subscribe back. Let's both get to 1,000. And join us next time when we take a look at another Bond film. Hopefully not by Sean Connery, because I'm starting. Because
Well,
I
Roger
don't know.
Moore is the ones that I really remember.
Not Pierce Brosnan.
I don't remember Pierce Brosnan.
We saw Goldeneye.
Oh, we saw Goldeneye. Yes, we did.
He also did The World Is Not Enough, Tomorrow Never Dies, and Die Another Day.
Mm. Okay,
Bye.
we gotta go. Bye bye.
Until next time, I'm Bond. Justin Bond.